The year was 294563, and something momentous was about to happen. The holy Primarchial record keeper, Gorgustus Bombich, stepped out of his deep domed archive, the oldest building in the city, the ruins of the city that had survived the Great Lizard War of the previous millennium, and he emerged from his dome clutching documents, old paper documents, the likes of which had not been seen on these city streets for several centuries, and he stood and announced to every passerby walking by the archives building, and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, the moon is about to crash into Earth." So immediately the governments of the local area, including those of Earth, Mercury, and the 7 Venus colonies, all got together, convened for a meeting to establish what to do about this incoming lunar apocalypse. The people themselves were highly distressed, agitated. The cults were at full drive, declaring the arrivals of their various prophets and the immediate necessity of salvation from various sins, whatever they may be, and fever pitch was rising. There was a need for someone to step forward, for someone to be a leader and bring people to safety. The person who this turned out being was not someone expected. As the Great Council convened, all the governmental types, all the busybodies, all the bureaucrats got together to try and organize a committee to tell people what to do, a small orphan boy wandered into the Great Hall. A boy with 1.5 legs, 2.5 eyes, and no elbows, wandered, sort of limped into the room, despite all security having somehow managed to ignore him. And the small boy said, "Sirs, I have a special relationship with the moon, you could say, and I believe I could be of assistance." And all the busybodies are like, "What are you even doing here? You don't have money, you don't have a suit. What are you doing in our house? This is our house. Get out." But the boy said, "No, listen. Really, I can tell that you have no idea what to do about this moon situation, and fair enough, I don't blame you. You just want to go home to your wives and your mistresses and, do what needs doing, but I can help." So one of the councilmen was like, "Alright, okay, what do you suggest?" And the boy said, "Alright, here's what I need, here's all I need. Just give me 5 minutes on one of your radio broadcaster scopes. Just something that can beam information to the moon, something audible. Just let me speak. Just for a moment." And the people are like, well, we're not using our current radio scope sonar transmitter right now, so hey, go for it, boyo. So the boyo, the little orphan boy, he sort of waddled his way up to the big sort of observatory, up to the big domes are good, up to the big domed place, and he went up to the moon, and all these scientists are rushing back and forth and crunching numbers and computers whirring and clipboards and pocket protectors flying, chaos. But the boy's like, "Look, I think we're going to be okay." So he goes up, he gets to the, and then he turns it on, he switches on broadcast, and he points the megascope at the moon, and he says, "Hey there. Hey, how are you feeling? I've noticed you've gone a bit off orbit lately. I hope everything's alright. I know it's been a tough couple of phases lately, with all this star stuff getting up in your business. I'm really sorry to hear that. Um, let's chat, because you know what? Buddy, Moon, Man, Luna, Rock, I believe in you. I know people put shit on you all the time. I know people doubt you. I know there are haters, but you know what, mate? I think that you can do it. I think you're the best moon Earth's ever had, including that big Mars one that made you. Your dad, your dad, the Moon Daddy. He ain't shit on you, cause you know what's what, and you know how to stay in orbit and not crash into the Earth. Now, the scientists, of course, are baffled. The bureaucrats are baffled. That's what scientists do. They're just bafflement. That's their primary occupation. And the boy's like, look, I think this is going to be okay. I've had a chat. We had a good talk. I reckon shit'll be all right. And you know what? Things were all right. The moon righted its course. It went back into its regular roundabout orbit, and all the busybodies and the paper shufflers and the clipboard tickers, they realized that they had no purpose. So they're like, well, let's be enlightened. And they all went out to the fields and they started planting corn. And the archivist thought, paper's overrated as well. He burned down the archive. Fuck it. They all just went out into the fields. They said kumbaya. They sang Beatles songs. It was a jolly old time in the 100 and first millennium. The end.